Hello and welcome to my channel Malavika's Magic. Today I'm here to share with you my views on the 7 C's of business correspondence or the principles of letter writing. Let us start by understanding what are the 7 C's. So the first C is completeness, the second is conciseness, the third is consideration, the fourth is concreteness, the fifth is clarity, the sixth is courtesy, the seventh is correctness. So I will be explaining each one of them in detail. So first, let us begin with completeness. So by completeness, I mean that the sender has to give complete information and not release his information in bits and parts. So if he releases the information in bits and parts, it is a wastage of time for the receiver who has to take all the efforts to gather the complete information from the sender, or the receiver might decide not to proceed with the communication. So let us understand this with the help of an example. Suppose if the sender wants a hotel room to be booked, a room to be booked in a hotel, and if he gives this information to the receiver, I want a room booked in a hotel for 3 days. Now the information is incomplete because on which 3 days he wants the information is not clear. The receiver is unsure, and therefore the receiver might discard the message, or if he is interested to find out from the sender as to which 3 rooms, he has to again communicate to the sender to find out those particular days on which the room should be booked. In this way, there is a lot of time that is wasted, not only for the receiver but also for the sender, who is in the lookout for a room, and because he's not able to give a proper information or complete information, the receiver has delayed his response, and that is why the sender also is not sure whether his room will be booked in that particular hotel, or he needs to look elsewhere for his room. The sender could also write a sentence like this: I want a room booked in a hotel for 3 days in the month of July. Here also the information is not complete because he has mentioned the month of July, but he has not mentioned on which 3 days in the month of July he would like the room to be booked. Again, if he writes something like this, I want a room booked in a hotel for 3 days in the first week of July. Here also the message is incomplete. As the 3 days on which he wants the room to be booked is not clearly mentioned. So again, it might confuse the receivers, or the receivers may not be able to give an appropriate response. If he writes like this, I want a room booked in a hotel on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of July, the information is clear here because he has specified the dates. But there is something else missing in this sentence. That is the time on which he wants the room to be booked on the 5th, and the time on which he will leave the room, or on the 7th. So that is not mentioned, and therefore again the receivers will not be able to give him an appropriate answer or an appropriate response, and thus the receiver will also be confused, and the sender will be waiting for an appropriate response. So it is better if the sender is very clear when he is sending these messages. So he will write, I want a room booked in a hotel on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of July. I will be arriving at 8 a.m. in the morning by Rajdhani Express, and will leave your hotel on the 7th at 11 p.m. to Delhi. So now it is absolutely clear that the sender wants that the room should be booked on at 8 a.m. on 5th, and by 11 p.m. on 7th, he will be leaving the hotel. So now the receivers can respond to his message accurately. That is, the response could be either positive, that the rooms will be they are available on these dates and so they will be booked, or the response could be negative, that the rooms are not available, so he has to look elsewhere for booking his rooms. Thus it saves the time for the receiver as well as the sender. Let us now understand the benefits of completeness. Completeness helps prevent the need for further communication, amending, elaborating, and expounding the first one. It saves time and resource, and it helps in better decision making. Now let us move on to the second principle of letter writing, and that is conciseness. By conciseness, I mean that we have to avoid using unnecessary words or phrases. Let us understand with the help of this example. I think we need to discuss the syllabus. I mean, we should try and find out ways to complete the syllabus on time. Now here, there are certain unnecessary phrases that could be avoided. And if they are avoided, the message is absolutely clear to the receivers. So let us try and frame this sentence. We need to discuss and finalize the steps of syllabus completion. Now, this is absolutely clear to the receivers as to what the sender is communicating, and accordingly, the receiver can respond to the message. Now, let us understand the benefits of conciseness. It saves time as well as cost, and then it highlights the main message as it avoids using excessive and needless words, which is very important. And as the message is short and it is an essential message that is conveyed in limited words to the readers, so the readers also, they respond to it accordingly. So now let us understand the next principle of letter writing, and that is consideration. Consideration is also called as a you attitude. That is, we should write from the perspective of the receivers. In other words, we should be empathetic towards the receivers or understand the feelings of the receivers and accordingly use language and style of writing. So let us understand with the help of an example. Suppose we write like this: we would like to remind you to pay your bills on time to ensure prompt service. Here, the sender is giving more importance to himself as is more concerned about the payment of the bills, and what is secondary is the prompt service that he assures to the receiver. Now, suppose if I rewrite the sentence in this manner: kindly pay your bills on time for prompt service. Here I'm giving more importance to the receiver's needs, that is, the services might be required for the particular product, and so therefore if he pays the bills, automatically the services will be provided to him. So we are writing from the perspective of the receiver, and that is when the relationship between the receiver and the sender improves, and there is you can have a cordial relationship, you can have a better rapport with the receivers, and thus it becomes very essential in the business communication to have cordial relationship with the receivers. So having said this, let us understand the benefits of consideration. The benefits: it helps in maintaining cordial relation. You attitude helps in empathizing, and then it appreciates the other person's situation and modify the communication style. Now, having said this, let us understand the next principle of letter writing, that is concreteness. Let us understand with the help of an example. The marks that you scored in your test is on the lower side. So this information is rather vague because I am not giving, I'm giving scope to the receivers to think of various interpretation, to come up with various interpretation. So lower side, according to me, might be different, but according to the receivers, they can think of lower side in many different ways. So this information is not concrete. If I have to give a concrete information, I have to write like this: you have scored 30% marks in your test. So I am giving the exact score, so thereby allowing the receivers to understand that 30% is on the lower side, rather than saying that your marks are on the lower side. So let us understand the importance, or rather the benefits of concreteness. It helps to avoid fuzziness in our ideas and thoughts because we are being very clear and we are being very specific about it. And then it gives our ideas a boost. And then, of course, it helps in increasing our reputation. Having understood this principle, let us move on to the next principle, that is the principle of clarity. As we all know, it is essential to be very clear while we are sending messages to the receiver. So in order to avoid any confusion in the minds of the receiver, so therefore, we can understand this with the help of an example. Suppose we say that we have given a thought to the consequences of the existing policy and have updated the same. Now here in this particular sentence, the receiver might be extremely puzzled and confused as to what are the consequences that the sender is talking about. And he might just keep on pondering about these consequences rather than the main message, that is the existing policy has been updated. So if we write this message in this manner, we have updated the existing policy. It is absolutely clear and there is no confusion that can occur in the mind of the receiver. So it is very essential that this clarity is kept in mind on the basis of the purpose of what we are communicating and also what we want the receivers to understand. If we start questioning ourselves when we write letters, then obviously the sentences that we create, the sentences that we write, they can be more focused towards the receiver's understanding rather than confusing to making some certain confusing statements for the receiver. Having understood the clarity, let us understand the benefits. The benefits, it makes the content easy to read and understand. As I've already told you, it improves connection and engagement because we can connect to the readers, we can connect to the receivers, and obviously it exposes purpose by unveiling expectations. Now, let us understand the next principle, that is courtesy. Courtesy means to be polite, that is to be respectful to the receivers as well. So, for example, if I say something like this, I do not like your method of conducting tests. We find it difficult to complete the test. Now, in this particular sentence, we find over here that you are almost, accusing the receivers of conducting the test. So it is, instead of using statements like this, which unnecessarily hurts the sentiments of the receivers, it is better to be polite and also acknowledge or appreciate the efforts taken by the receiver. I understand the need to conduct tests and also appreciate your efforts towards this. We request you to kindly give us extra time to complete it. So having understood courtesy, let us understand the benefits of courtesy. It is sensitive to the concerns of the receiver. We believe in the value of taking the time to acknowledge the concerns of the receiver, and it is thoughtful and appreciative. As I told you, we have to be thoughtful and also appreciate the receivers at the same time, and then put forward a request also in a humble and polite manner. So having understood courtesy, let us move on to the next principle, that is correctness. Correctness means the information that we provide to the receivers, they have to be correct and not false information. So let us understand with the help of an example. So if I write something like this, you are allowed to enter the premises of the building during morning hours and must also show your relevant ID. Now this information is not correct because what is relevant according to you may not be relevant according to me. So which relevant ID am I talking about? So that has to be, the information has to be correct. And morning hours also, it is not correct because morning hours, you're not specifying the hours, on the duration. So therefore that has to be specified. So if I write something like this, you are allowed to enter the premises of the building between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. by showing your employee ID. So here I am being very particular and also stating the time. Thus, it becomes very convenient for the reader to respond accordingly. So having understood correctness, let us understand the benefits of correctness. It boosts up the confidence level and it has greater impact on the readers. And also it helps to check the precision and accurateness of facts and figures used in the message. So having understood the benefits, I would like to say thank you to all of you for your patient listening. I would also like to remind you that I've uploaded the quiz in the description box. You can definitely attempt to answer the quiz so that you can understand the principles of letter writing in a much better manner. Thank you once again.